Patrick Bet-David was interviewing Ron DeSantis, and I was really surprised. I'm consistently impressed with Patrick Bet-David's ability to get some of these personalities on his show. He had Anthony Weiner. Now he's got Ron DeSantis. You know, we've got two people who do booking for Timcast, and these people are terrified. But I don't even think I go as hard as Patrick Bet-David does, but people really want to be on his show. So we got to learn lessons from PBD. He knows how to handle this. Take a look at this story from Newsweek. Ron DeSantis addresses rumors that he wears lifts in his boots. Okay, let me just play the clip from the show. Dude, I got to play it. It's a minute long. Here we go.
I'm sure your marketing team points out how they're trying to troll you in the marketplace. Okay, I'm sure they're doing that. Can you bring this one clip? I know you were on, what do you call it? On, what was it? Bill Maher, and Bill Maher talked about the boots. I've seen you walk with these boots. Go ahead and play this clip. This on TikTok went viral. It doesn't have 1 million views. It doesn't have, 10 million views. This thing's got 1.2 million likes. And some people are wondering,
what are they? I don't even. I haven't seen that.
They've not shown this to you. Okay, no. What they're trying to say with this is that in your boots you have heels.
No.
That's what they're trying to say.
Those are just standard off the rack Lucchese.
How tall are you? How tall are you, Governor? How tall?
5'11".
5'11". Okay. Why don't you wear tennis shoes and dress shoes?
I do wear tennis shoes when I work out. Yeah, 100%.
You do.
Yep.
Okay. I got a gift for you. I'd love for you to wear. Okay, I shop at Ferragamo. Okay. And
I don't accept gifts. I can't accept it.
I totally get it.
I'm sorry.
Oh man, his immediate reaction. 5'11". I'm sorry. I think Ron DeSantis wear high heels, and I just want to shout out. I think Ashley St. Clair may have just driven the final nail into the DeSantis campaign coffin.
Yeah, he's not going to recover from this. And I'm not being sarcastic or hyperbolic at all. He is not going to be the president, and this is like his. I think the guy's
Howard
name was
Dean?
Yeah, the Dean moment. Because I mean, the honesty, like the truth is, if you're like below 6 foot, you're not going to be the president. People talk about half the presidents have been under 6 foot and half of them were over. But how many since the advent of television. have been under 6 foot?
I also think 5'11" is the height men give when they know they're not 6 feet or nodding at me. When you know they're not 6 feet, but they can't officially, they want to pretend they're a little bit taller. So it's like, I'm 5'11", no, they're actually 5'8", and no, that's not bad. I wish he would just own it, right?
Well, no, I mean, he could own it, but he's not.
But he's not going.
Yeah,
and also,
he's never going to be the president if you're not tall.
Can you imagine? He went from being the governor that was the face of freedom, the governor that was basically next up in line. If he would have waited till 2028, he would have probably been the Republican nominee. And now instead, we're sitting around here talking about, does he wear high heels? His best hope is to get an Instagram sponsorship with a heel company. This is what happens.
I don't know that I believe that he ever would be able to be the president just because of his height. I strongly believe that if you're not,
Bill, we're in a progressive, accepting society.
No, because that doesn't count. That doesn't count. Stop. That doesn't count for men. That is not the truth for men at all.
But without Trump in the race, would we even be talking about it? Trump is the one who put his people on this. This is a Trump that we nobody cared about these things necessarily.
He would get on stage and be next to someone taller, and that's all it would take.
Okay.
Because I honestly don't believe that there is a situation where people are going to look at dudes on stage behind a podium, and if one is significantly taller than another, they're not going to vote for the short guy. They're just not going to do it.
I believe in you guys. Come on.
I pulled up a bunch of photos, just looking at my phone, of from way before DeSantis was running for president, and I just looked up photos of Trump with DeSantis, and he looks like he's probably 5'11".
Unless that's a fake height. No men are 5'11". They're just pretending to be 6
feet. Then 5'10". Unless he's been wearing high heels the whole time, which is possible, and then no one noticed until now.
I imagine that he probably did.
He probably wore him as soon as he's probably been for a while. Yeah. As soon as he started dating, maybe.
I mean, if he's wearing them now, it's something that he's been concerned with.
We need to get a picture from when he got married, because he got married in his dress uniform, which might be harder to hide lifts in, and then we can do a comparison to the objects around them. That's my new theory.
That photo is amazing. He's floating into the sky.
This is what a lot of people said about this picture right here, that they think he's wearing these fake shoes. Otherwise, he's got really long
Is it
legs.
the fibula?
He's halfway to heaven.
Fibula.
Well, the one that's like, there's no way any human has this length of bone except for Ron DeSantis.
Yeah, someone said DeSantis' heel lifts are so high it looks like he's being photographed mid-rapture.
I just think if he had
Unless it's
responded,
Photoshop, I don't know.
I just wish he had responded to this more positively, embraced it with humor, because it would have been a different, I don't know that it would have changed his campaign completely, but it would have given him the personality that right now people critique him for not having, right?
Humorless. He's lifeless. That's the problem.
This was
with
this
him.
perfect moment to do something, and I'm just sad they didn't embrace it, right? I'm not trying to make him feel bad about his height, you know. He can be any height he wants to be, apparently, but it doesn't have to be like this, and they made it this weird sticking point that now people are always going to try and bring up.
I mean, I still strongly feel like
Phil will only have a tall president, I guess.
It's about the way that people unconsciously react. It's not something that people are going to be able to identify on their own. They're going to say, they'll just be like, I don't know, the other guy just looks more presidential. It'll be, he's more commanding. I trust him. And that is
a deep part of human psychology.
It is all about charisma. And when it comes to men, taller men are looked at as an authority. That is just the way people react. That is not anything, no one thinks about it at all. It's attractive privilege. It's a 100% attractive privilege. And that's the way that it pans out for men. With women, if you're a large woman, you're not as attractive as smaller, petite women. That's just reality. I'm not trying to...
I think it's even beyond attractiveness. I think, some of this stuff that we look for to indicate health, well-being, that are deep in our psychology, that, they're young and vibrant. Height is one of them. I mean, even babies tiny newborn babies prefer symmetrical faces.
Yep.
There is something deep in our minds that looks to seek for indicators of health or strength or whatever it is. I just think, maybe he could never have been president, but I just think the way his team handled this was
How tall is
a bigger issue.
Demented guy in the office right now, Mr. Biden? How tall
Biden's
is
6
he?
foot.
He's 6 feet. Wow, okay.
Imagine if Ron just said, well, I can't accept the gift, but I can try him on. And then stood up and put him on.
You got to get out of the lifts. They're probably tough to get out of, though.
Well, then you would see it.
Because the thing about it is that this clip, this image right here, man, it's like the third time we've talked about this. The front of his foot looks like it's smashed up against the boot, like it's really tight on his foot.
There's a clip from an old late night show when Jake Gyllenhaal, people are like, how tall is he? And so he just takes off his shoes and they measure him on the set of whatever generic late night show it is. And he comes up less than 6 foot, maybe 5'11", maybe 5'10", and he just sort of nods along and laughs with it. And then that question just dies away. No one asks that anymore. And I think making this into sort of an internet meme is way worse.
It's terrible.
Wow.
It just makes him look like a joke. It makes him look insecure.
But outside of this, Patrick Bet David asking him the question was a tremendous opportunity to end it, and he doesn't have the charisma to do that. His response is, well, first of all, the fact that he's never seen it.
But that's a lie.
He's seen it. He probably cries himself to sleep watching it.
But that's just the thing. He should have been like, oh, I've seen this clip. Yeah, that's a good one. It's not real. But instead he's like, what? I've never seen this. It's like, you've never seen it? No. Then you got a terrible PR team that's not actually, I wonder if it's true. He really has never seen it.
Which would make it seem like his PR team is like, he's so insecure about his height, we have to hide it from him.
No,
but that's not great either.
He hired the worst possible people in communications imaginable who took the front runner to the bottom.
Yeah.
If you're the president, if you're running for the office of president and you don't think that image is important, you're gonna lose. Period. Yeah. You have to understand that that most people make their decision about you with their gut. They don't think about it. They rationalize their emotional reaction after the fact. That's just the way human beings work. If you don't portray yourself in a charismatic way, the reason people love Trump is because he's charismatic in a way that's attractive to them. And that's also the thing that some people find repulsive. Nobody likes Trump because of his policies, because Trump doesn't have any policies. The policies are going to change depending on the last person he spoke to. No one.
Well, hold on.
That's true.
No. His policies change depending on what Tucker Carlson said that night.
Fair enough. Okay, depending on what Tucker Carlson.
But to be fair, there's that Tucker Carlson anchor on Trump. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think that Tucker Carlson puts thought into into the policies that he would or would not back. I don't think Trump does. I think Trump is just driven by his gut.
See, but we can forgive stuff that Trump does
That's because he's
of his
charismatic.
charisma.
Yeah.
You can't forgive DeSantis because he's like a lump on a log. It's just it doesn't work.
And
100%.
Trump has proven that he's tall because Barron is like what 607 feet tall.
That's the comparison. Put DeSantis next to Barron.
Oh my God!
it's gonna
He will
be-
never stand next
DeSantis
to
will be
Barron
looking
Trump.
all the way
it's
up.
going to be Trump 2024, Barron as VP.
Yeah.
And he's just like 10 feet tall at this point. Everyone's just
His,
like,
his like knees
vote.
don't fit under the desk. He's just so enormously tall.
Barron's going to be the first emperor of the
There's a
Imperium.
lost known statute in the Constitution that says you have to be at least 35 to be president or at least 10 feet tall.
At least, and Barron Trump is like,
Barron's
I'm on my
already there.
way.
Barron's qualified.
Yeah.
This is, well, that's your presidential news outside of Donald
We
Trump.
just skipped over Pence dropping out over the weekend. And we're like,
Oh,
DeSantis
anybody-
is
Yeah.
heel boots. That's how boring the Pence campaign has been.
When we were hanging out in Pittsburgh, and I'm like, I look at my phone, it's like Mike Pence has dropped out, and I was like, oh, and I hit retweet, and I was like, what were we talking about again?
Yeah.
Like
Nobody
I think
cares.
what were we eating? I think we had what did I have for dinner? I had Thai food.
I
It
said
was
it to
great.
my
Much
stepmom.
more
I was-
interesting than Pence.
Yeah, I said,
Yeah.
I told my stepmom, I was like, oh, Pence dropped out. And she's like, didn't he already do that?
He's running.
What?
He dropped out January 6, 2021 in reality.
to be fair, you know, even the fact that we're making fun of Ron DeSantis is better than Nikki Haley. She's just she's in second place and is a lump on a log.
She's loved by a certain crowd, though. Over 60-year-olds, they absolutely love this woman, and it's this old war mentality. This old America has to be in charge, and the police state, and all that stuff.
Well,
it's scary.
someone's got to blow up these kids, right?
Yeah,
that's the
she goes,
neocon.
I want a Department of Offense, not defense.
Is that what she said that?
Yeah, she
Yes.
said, I want a Department of Offense. You go fight, woman.
I mean, that was a joke I made a long time ago to my friends that we don't have a Department of Defense, we have a Department of Offense, and then all my anti-war buddies are laughing, and now she's just coming out and saying it. So,
Who does she want to go to war with?
Everybody. You name a country.
I mean, fair enough.
War with Italy, if she could.
But I don't see. I mean, currently there's the argument that Iran is funding Hezbollah and that it's possible that there be some kind of engagement, but that is pretty far down the road still, and I don't think that it's a direction that we should be trying to go. The American people have no desire to go to war with Iran at all.
American people don't have an appetite for war right now. It's
right now, American people don't want to go to war for anything.
No.
We just want to fund proxy
Especially
wars
not for
through
another
Ukraine
country.
and everywhere else.
Can you imagine they send our people to fight in Ukraine, our soldiers to fight a war in Ukraine?
Well, they've already deployed thousands to Europe for the war in
disgusting.
Ukraine.
Disgusting.
And we have special forces there.
These are lives of people. They don't understand that part.
Now, I guess Ukraine's kind of fallen on the back burner. Zelensky is he's yesterday's news.
Back on seeking arrangement, looking for a new sugar daddy.
That's right. That's right.
I think that the war in Ukraine has been basically decided. You okay down there?
No, this is so funny.
It's true.
I mean, I don't think that anyone that's serious believes that Russia is going to give up any of the territory that they've taken.
No.
And I don't see any reason why the U.S. should keep giving money to Ukraine. I don't think Russia's looking to take more territory in Ukraine either. If the Ukrainians and the Russians can say, okay, this is it, I think that they could have some kind of ceasefire. There's going to be new borders drawn, and that's just the way it's going to be.
Zelensky doesn't want that. We'd have to stop paying him so much money.
Well, nobody
it's
in
much
the
less fun for him.
The U.S. doesn't want that either because they'd have to stop laundering money through.
Exactly.
Through
Everybody's
It's
making
not
a
going to
killing.
launder itself. That's so true.
Everybody's making a killing on this war, and I hate to say it, the best thing that could happen would be Russia wins and we don't have to deal
Russia
with it.
did win.
Because
Yeah.
if Ukraine rebuilds, guess who's rebuilding?
Yeah.
Everybody in here's tax dollars.
Just
So
stop.
Russia won.
Yeah, you're right.
It's fascinating if you look at the start of the war and the territory gained by Russia. And the argument I get from more establishment conservative types is, no, Russia wanted the whole country.
Yeah, sure.
It's like, no, they wanted the land bridge to Crimea. Like, that's what we've been saying nonstop. Now they have it, and now nothing's changed. There's no advancing. It's just locked, and Russia got what they wanted.
Yeah, and we'll never know when it really ends because the money laundering would stop. So this will go on into the next. I mean,
Well, I think it'll likely end because Israel's firing up.
true. That's a good point. They
So
got to
now-
figure out just how to launder it right through there, and we'll be
Right.
good. Yeah.
Yep.
Once they get the bank accounts all set up.
I don't think we should be sending any more money to Ukraine when we have people right here in the United States that are suffering and cannot afford to pay their rent and staying and sleeping in the streets.
Amen.
Yep. It's as simple as that,
Yeah.
not it?
Sure is.
But for some reason, you get Mitch McConnell. What did he say? The biggest priority was funding
yeah,
for Ukraine.
funding Ukraine. He should go over there. He can have his little strokes in the next to Zelensky.
Wow.
Him and Lindsey Graham deploy them first. I mean, that's the craziest thing. At least Nikki Haley's husband is actively deployed right now. He's in Africa, but she therefore is willing to send her own husband to war. It's a bold choice, on my opinion, but all of the politicians who call for funding for war want to send your children and your siblings and your cousins. They don't want to go themselves,
I
and
think
they don't want anyone they actually know or are related to go.
I think Lindsay just likes the war stuff because it makes him look more masculine, and we all know what's going on there.
I think these people are just funded by massive multinational corporations in the military-industrial complex, and so they're going to go on TV and warmonger. Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.